Hello, hello. Thank you
Hey.
so much.
Thank you for being here.
It's great to be here.
Yay.
Yeah. We've been talking at some length,
Yeah.
digitally speaking, but like this is our first human interaction.
It really is, and like we've been friends on social media for I don't know how freaking long, like years and years and years, and I was like, how have I not met this person before?
It is now. Now is the time.
Now is the time,
Yeah.
exactly. So, tell us a little bit about Song of My Soul. Where'd that come from?
So, I had a really big writer's block issue after I experienced a record deal and a tour that didn't lead me anywhere else. And I was really stunned by the experience. Nothing went how I thought it was going to go. And nobody warned me about what happens when your dreams come true. What do you do after that?
Right.
And so I just kind of felt useless as a writer. I couldn't write anything for 3 years. I would pick up a pen, I would go to my notepad, and I would just feel devastated immediately about all the reasons why no one would listen to it, no one was going to play it, how it could never be on syndicated radio and syndicated television. And one day I heard all that, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm really kind of sick of this. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of not being able to write, so I'm going to write a song about how I cannot write a song.
That's such a good idea.
And it worked.
Yeah, it did.
And that's exactly how that happened.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
You gotta get sick of something sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta get sick enough to change it.
Yes.
That's usually actually how it works with me.
And how you were saying a minute ago, you know, it now is the time. That's another, you know, it's kind of another way of living in the present is having a song like that.
Yeah.
And doing what we're doing right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Taking part in the now. And
yes.
And yes, I don't know enough words to explain how I feel about that. But yeah, it's a wonderful feeling to, it feels like getting your train back on the tracks.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. Yep. Yes. I know the feeling well. I've had to get my train back on the track many, many times.
I already did it 5 times today.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not even 3 o'clock yet. So.
Well, and you're doing great.
Thank you. You are too.
Look
at you. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a really long time. Like maybe I haven't been over here in probably about a decade.
Really?
Yeah.
To WCOM, you mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I was when I first moved to North Carolina. I was again devastated coming off of a unsuccessful tour and just feeling really heartbroken. And then slowly I would meet people that were like, you know what? There's this local radio station. Your songs are good, even if you don't think they are. And so I actually got like back up on my feet by coming here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, WCOM does wonders for all kinds of people.
That's right. That's right. Donate today.
Thank you.
That's right. Please.
Yeah. Yes, please. So, is there a process once you are on the songwriting train? Is there a process that you go through, or is it just come naturally?
So there's so many different ways I've learned about cultivating my songs. Sometimes, and this is my favorite way, when I hear a melody and the song is already there. I'm hearing it like I hear it on the radio, like a distant song. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's getting louder and louder the more I'm honing in on it. And so I'm like, what was that? And so I have to transcribe essentially what I'm already hearing in completion out there.
Huh.
And I have to work with this thing. And I love that when that happens. But more times than not, I am a gatherer of little lyrics and words. Like if a friend says something clever, I open up the notepad on my phone and I say, I'm stealing that. Thank you very much. And I literally will put that in my notepad. And I have 5,000 entries of lyrics.
Wow.
And
dude.
so when I realize hey man, I haven't written anything in a while, I'll sit down and I will look through those lyrics and I'll be able to kind of in a moment of inspiration, piece things together, like almost as though those lyrics were waiting to be glued together, even though they were entered at completely different times.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's like piecing, it feels like putting together a puzzle, but with the picture upside down.
That's a great way to explain it, actually.
Yeah, doesn't always come out at all sometimes. But that has been more successful for me than I used to try to have like, okay, every day I will have songwriting for 1 hour. I will sit down and do it. And it felt too laborious and unfun and just not the way I meant to craft.
Yeah.
But I do have to have the discipline of at least gathering the lyrics. That was hard enough. Like realizing, okay, I'm having a songwriting problem. And it's not that I don't have the inspiration, because that will come, but then I don't have like the fodder. I don't have the fuel for my fire. So getting into a disciplinary groove of saving lyrics when they inspire me. Do it right now.
Yeah.
Write it down somewhere and put it away for later. That was really hard. But once I started doing that, I noticed like my songwriting started taking off again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always like to ask that question to a lot of artists, because the answers I get are just always so different, and like, wow, the process of anyone's creativity is just amazing.
And it's very personal.
Yeah,
It's very a personal dance with them and the universe. Like, it blows my mind. Like, I heard someone say like they dream their songs. Like, they wake up and the song is completed and they just have to write it down. I'm like, well, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
That would happen for me. I have to sweat and labor. But yeah, in how also I find it fascinating how inspiration strikes at just various moments. Like, for me, like you won't want to watch TV or movies with me, because I will say, hey, oh my gosh, what is the song in the background? It's beautiful. Can you rewind that, please?
Oh, God.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, hang on. And then now I'm off writing my own song.
I'm noting this.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, they went to the G7 major there. And it's like the pinnacle point of the film, and yeah. So I get a lot of inspiration from listening to the soundtrack of film.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, what song do you want to play live next that is an inspiration? This
is actually a really perfect conversation for it, because Garden, which just went viral on Facebook this year.
Nice.
It's at almost 900,000 views. I've been saying it's almost at 1 million for a long time, but now it really is truly almost at 1 million. And I don't know why. I don't know why this one hit, because girl, I've been trying to make viral videos for 25 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do the things, and all I can say now is just make as much spaghetti as you can and throw it all at the wall. Because I finally realized at the age of 40 that I don't get to decide what becomes popular. And what has been my favorite original music has never been anyone else's favorite. I never can truly guess what the audience wants. So, but anyway, going back to the inspiration, this song actually came to me. First thing in the morning is when I heard the melody. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so strong. And this song came at me. It was like, I want to be yours. I want you to write me down. And I remember the supernatural feeling of hearing it and transcribing it to completion the way it wanted to be written. And so this song is called Garden, and it's about self-love and self-care.
And this is WCOM LP, Carborough and Chapel Thrill, and Mysti Mayhem. Let's do it.
We had no money, but we were rich. We didn't own a name stand on. It was ours while we looked at it. Some of my best memories are from the most dire of times. If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine. If If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine. If I can tend to my garden, everything. If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine. If I can tend to my garden. I'm not sure when my time is up, but I can tell you one thing. Yeah, I'm never gonna give up, no. My trials have been my triumphs and my testimony, my trophy. And I just need a run after you hear my story. I'm grateful. Grateful for today, for today. I'd rather have rejection of my true reflection than live a lie and be accepted. Yuck. Yeah, no one has this together. Some are just really good actors. Unfair advantages with some chromosome factors and beautiful bounties of bad advice mixed with the beautiful bold demise. Somehow I navigated well enough to stay alive. I go outside without my phone so that my brain don't confuse my screen for sunshine. 'Cause I'm grateful, yeah. Grateful for today. If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine. If I can tend to my garden, everything. If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine. If I can tend to my garden, everything will be just fine.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Very nice. I understand now why it got 900,000 hits.
Thank you so much for that.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
And have you been playing music your whole life?
Yeah, definitely. I remember neurodivergent was just not a word. And when I was growing up, that was not anything I had heard of. And I was a child that just refused to speak. And so I was very neurodivergent. And the only way I got to learn was my mother would sing to me and I would sing it back. So I remember singing back and forth with my mother.
Oh, wow.
And that would not fly in kindergarten, so I had to learn how to talk and be normal like that, I guess. But instinctively, music was how I learned how to communicate. And then I got lucky, girl. I was in a public school system in Pennsylvania, and a little town called Honesdale, not far from a place called Scranton.
Okay.
And I've just been watching The Office too. So
I was watching it before I came
oh,
here today.
yes! Oh my God, I'm trying so hard. And that's what she said. Okay. So anyway, but and so in our public school system, they had mandatory music class.
Nice.
Twice a week from first grade all the way until 9th grade, and you could opt out of music class finally, but you would have to take band instead. So you had to have twice a week this class. And so we had choir, and that's how I learned how to sing with a group of people and read music, basic music. And then I just started doing like competitions in school and doing the Broadway plays, and
Nice.
I was a theater kid, And I really loved that. And then I knew music was always going to be my calling.
Yeah.
And I specifically knew that probably because of like how I felt when I would watch musicians. I would feel like tingly all over. I mean, we're talking like 4 years old, 5 years old. You know, when I would hear certain songs, I would feel like goosebumps and tingly all over my body. And I felt like in my solar plexus, it would just swell and throb, and my heart would just pump with this inexplicable feeling. And music has always been it for me. And then I graduated high school, and out of high school, I opted out of going to college for many, many reasons.
It's not for everybody.
It's not. And I was officially on my own at the age of 19 with no family. So the world was my oyster, so to speak.
Yeah, totally.
And I got as far away from Scranton as I could, and I landed in Gainesville, Florida.
Wow.
And
Tom Petty's home.
Yes, girl, his original house that he grew up in was not far from where I lived.
Wow.
And that was a really humbling experience too, because I don't know, I guess I thought all like famous musicians grew up, you know, famous. Like it never dawned on me that Tom Petty would have been in a little humble house.
Right.
You know? And so not far from that house is where I met a guy named Bo Diddley.
Oh, wow.
And he taught me for 4 years. He trained me personally. So
that's amazing, dude. Oh my God.
I didn't know who he was at the time.
You didn't know who he was?
Girl, I just thought he was my neighbor. I was like, he's just my nice neighbor who's giving me extra lessons out of high school, you know? And people were like, you got to look him up. And I just refused to look him up because I'm easily starstruck. And so, yeah, I did look him up though after he passed away. And I was horrified. I was like, wait a minute, the Bo Diddley? And I'm over here just hanging out, man. Like, oh, help me. But yeah, so music has gotten me to travel places I've never would have otherwise been able to afford to go. Met people that I never would have met otherwise.
Right.
Been able to go deeper into myself for some much needed healing. You know, it was fun in my 20s. I had no idea how much music would heal me in my 40s.
Wow.
So that's nice to have that, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, especially recently, I don't know why it keeps coming up, but music is a form of therapy, of medicine, if you will. Because I'm not a musician. I'm not that talented. I can be a radio DJ though. But music is, if someone asks me what your hobbies are, and I'm like, live music. I want to go see live music, and I do all the time. And it just changes the whole energy that I have going on, no matter what happened that day.
Yes. Yes. And it's just like, it's just science, right? If you're at a low frequency or around something that is of high frequency, and if that frequency is strong enough, you'll be raised to that frequency without that frequency being diminished.
Yeah.
And so when the crowd is good and I'm feeling good, then I don't feel drained at the end of the night. I feel supercharged when I see people like you in my audience that are like, yes, I am here for this. Not so great when there's a sports TV above our heads.
No, that's never good, no matter what.
No, not so fun.
That's just an opinion.
That's just a lot. That's a lot going on. That's a lot. Even for my neurodivergency, that's a lot.
What do you want to play next?
Oh, gosh. Well, I did just come out with a new song this year.
Oh, yay.
And it's called Maybe Tomorrow.
Okay.
And this is funny. So this happened on stage. This song came to me on stage. And it was so strong and so loud that I pressed record on my phone. And I started freestyling exactly what I heard.
Oh. In front of people.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. I was like, this is happening and I'm sorry. And and luckily my audience is like really cool and they're like, go for it, girl. We trust you. And so they let me get away with it, and I wound up listening back, and it was a song in its complete form. I just had to memorize it. So I went to the studio. I went to Warrior Studios in Chapel Hill, and I got this song recorded, and you can stream it everywhere you listen to music.
Yay. And you can hear it here, too.
That's
do
right.
it.
Right now. I don't want to think that my best days are behind me. Said I take another drink and do a toast to you and me. Don't lead me astray. Try to keep me in the light. And I'll take another drink. Maybe tomorrow will be alright. I'm never gonna change. The past like a shadow on the run. The future isn't here. And now, well, it ain't too fun. Gotta play these cards in death. Oh, my ship soon comes in. I feel the death of my regrets. I'm gonna want chips, but I'm going all in. And I don't wanna think that my best days are behind me. So I take another drink and do a toast to you and me. Don't lead me astray. Try to keep me in the light. So I take another drink. Maybe tomorrow will be alright. I'm just trying to get on home, but I don't wanna think that my best days are behind me. And I'll take another drink and do a toast to you and me. Don't lead me astray. Try to keep me in the light. And I'll take another drink. Maybe tomorrow will be alright.
And it is.
Yeah.
All right.
It is all right. That's right. That's right.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank
Your
you.
voice is so strong.
Girl, I was like, I don't know where to aim it, so I tried aiming it to the left. That's what, that's the...
No, and it's a good, not in a bad way.
Oh, well,
it's a
thank
good
you.
thing.
Thank you. I felt your walls vibrating. That's from the years of theater, learning how to project without a microphone.
Yes, I got my degree in theater.
Girl,
Yes.
I knew. We got curly hair, we got glasses, we were rolling together on
That's
this.
right.
Yes.
I did do the college thing.
Oh man, where'd you go?
I graduated from San Francisco State University.
And you majored in theater.
I did I had a few other majors before that, but I ended up as a theater major.
Yeah.
It's a long story.
Of course, yes. And if you guys donate today, you'll be able to hear those stories right here on WCOM.
Oh no, I'm not telling those stories on the
Okay.
radio.
No matter how much. Okay. Fair enough.
People who know me know the stories.
Girl, I feel you on that. Not all things need to be shared because I did survive my 20s. So.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely my 20s was
yeah.
was the problem.
Girl, that's where I earned my name, Mayhem. People are like, "How did you earn your name?" And I'm like, "Nope,
Yeah.
nope, can't tell you that. Just my antics got me the nickname. Mysti Mayhem's here. Oh boy.
And it's been working for you as your professional name, so.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. I hope people don't get the wrong idea. I'm like not so mayhem anymore in my 40s.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that voice is a little mayhem. You know? I think you're getting a soft, quiet, coffee house vibe. But then,
And then the mayhem comes
That's
out.
right. That's right. Exactly.
And I understand that you have some gigs coming up. I was looking at your website earlier. You have a lot of gigs coming up.
I do. I try to. Well, I'm a full-time musician.
Yep.
Having a series of disabilities, I haven't been able to do the other jobs I've always been able to do.
Right.
And so, as a full-time musician, I try to stay touring as much as possible. And I'm going to be at Brady's Pub tonight at 7 o'clock in Benson, North Carolina.
Oh, really? Wow. How far is that from here?
Girl, I don't know, but it's like an hour from Durham.
Okay. Like Benson, where's that?
Girl, yeah, I haven't been there before, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Something new.
That's what I love about this area, is there's so much potential for work.
Yeah.
And I've lived in areas where good luck driving 2 hours away to find anything.
Wow.
And yeah, actually I have a song about that.
Really?
Yeah. I came back to the United States after a tour of Europe, which was part of my record deal. And girl, I don't know if this has happened to you, but I don't know if any of our listeners out here can relate. But you wake up one day and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, this is not okay. I am no longer okay with the way I'm living, where I live, how I'm earning my income, how I feel about myself. Like, I woke up going, this is not gonna fly, man. This is no way, Jose. So I blindfolded myself, threw a dart at a map. I was living in Truth and Consequences, New Mexico at the time.
There's really a place called Truth and Consequences?
Don't move anywhere named Truth or Consequences, girl. Let me tell you now, okay? I'm saving y'all. Yes, if it says, it was a warning sign, And I got the consequences part and a lot of truth. Look. And so I blindfolded myself, threw a dart at a map, because just for me, any place was going to be better. And I needed a fresh start and a healthy start that wasn't completely music oriented. And it landed in a place called Durham, North Carolina. And then I just moved overnight. Just drove right here. And
really?
Here I am. Yeah.
Really?
Been here for a long time now.
Wow.
Yeah, since 2008.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a song about that. It's called Box Cars and Wine. And all my friends who love wine call it box wine and cars.
Here we go.
I've been living off of chances. I've been chasing the stars. I ain't no saint, but I'm a setter of time. I've seen good men turn to dogs. I've heard nations cry. Lord, I'm young, but I feel like it's my time to rise above and make the change. I'll do it now, or it's too late. Lord, I want a better life than boxcars and wine. Yeah. Yet I'm feeling low, like I ain't her. I ain't got what it takes, and I'm fighting odds that would make a girl look cry. I'm taking off my kid gloves, putting my fear aside. I just wanna live while I'm alive. So I'll rise above, I'll make a change. When I do it now, before it's too late. Lord, I want, yeah, a better life, yeah, than boxcars and wine. Lord, I want I need. Lord, I want a better life than boxcars in a line.
Mysti, Mayhem, Boxcar, and Wine.
Yeah.
I hear you. I have to do a little WCOM housework and we'll be right back.
All right.
You are listening to Play by Ear with DJ Aurora. It is Mysti Mayhem live in studio. And we get to do this together on Saturdays from 1 to 3 because Play by Ear is supported by EGIS Professional Associates in solutions to your well problems, including environmental and geological consulting services that encompass geophysical surveys, water well videos, analysis and repair for your water well and land needs. Or more information, you may want to call them at 919-929-8363, or you may want to email them at gwinvest@juno.com or simply their website, waterwellvideos.com. Play by Ear is also supported by the Piedmont Farm Animal Refuge. They provide lifelong care to rescue farm animals, educates people about the realities of animal agriculture, and promotes veganism by offering knowledge, support, and community. For more information, PiedmontRefuge.org. And thank you for your support. And we're back.
Awesome. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you very much. So, I love the idea that you just got up one day and was like, I'm moving to Durham, North Carolina. It takes a lot of guts to be able to do something like that.
You know, it was truly based out of fear that I just I was not going to be able to do what I needed with my career and my life where I was. And location is really important when it comes to being an artist.
Yeah.
And what kind of art you do and all of that. The kind of art that I do requires humans, and a lot of them. And I have to be really busy. And I of course, at the unbrilliant age of 26, just assumed that this tour of Europe and having a record deal and all of these things set in place would therefore, of course, automatically mean I would be famous and wealthy. And when I came back, definitely not famous and definitely not wealthy, I had to really reorganize and reassign my definition of what being a musician really is.
Interesting.
I had to go back to the days of Bo Diddley teaching me, because he straight up asked me when I was, I guess, about 19, we met. So I was turning 20, so we'll say 20. He asked me, he goes, okay, so why are you doing this? Why do you want to play music? Because if it's to get famous, you're better off auditioning for competition shows and networking in that way. And if you're doing it for money, you should do anything else other than this.
Truth, actually. Yeah.
And so my answer was simply, I just wanted to change the world with my music. And then he was like, all right, well, let's go. And then he proceeded to teach me, but I had to go back to that. I forgot all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was still reaching for the, like, I grew up on MTV, okay? I grew up like I'm going to have a music video on MTV one day, and like just really star obsessed with that falseness.
Yeah.
That somehow that was the aim of success, to have a music video on MTV. And I don't even know what success is anymore. All I know is that I'm here to do good work.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy that I found that my love is in the work, because I don't know what if I would have done, like, if I came back from that tour and just found out, like, I just don't like music anymore. I had writer's block.
That would be just awful.
Right, to find out, like, it was never my passion to begin with. Oh my gosh. It's different to, like, take a break and go away from it. But no, it really is my passion. So I got on a tangent with that one, but yeah.
And you moved to the right area, because I similarly, when I left California, just short of a dart onto a map, moved here. And I didn't know anything about the music scene at all. I didn't know what I was getting into. I'd never been really to the South before, or spent a lot of time anywhere in the South. And I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of talent that's here, the amount of support for all the musicians and artists that are here. It kind of blew me away. I mean, I moved here from San Francisco, and to this day, I'm telling people, this is the best music scene that I've ever lived in before. And I've lived in New York. I've lived in all kinds of places.
Yes.
This is definitely it.
Girl, I tell people that, and like, because I'll be at a venue, and I like the compliment, but I also don't like the compliment of, what are you doing here? You know what I mean?
Right,
I'm like, well, where am I supposed to be? Where do you want me to go? Like, where, like, I don't know why, but I feel like people think that there's something more beautiful beyond their own backyard.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're in their backyard, well, something must have gone wrong. They don't understand, dude, this backyard is amazing.
It really is.
Amazing. I like, you have traveled enough to know. I know. And I like, sometimes I get like anxiety. I'm like, I hope it never goes away. Like, I hope for the rest of my days, like, because there's just the triangle. And even if you spread out further, everyone loves music.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they're big supporters of it.
Absolutely.
And I'm about to do a open mic tour in New York, and I'm going to be very interested to see just the difference in, audience reactions and participation.
Yeah, I'm curious about that as
well.
well.
I've been spoiled down here in North Carolina. I've only been on tour here for like the last decade, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I really do love this area.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, you're walking by, somebody on the street who is a world-class musician. I mean, every other person probably is. I mean, the talent here is extraordinary, and I am surprised that people haven't been like, coming in.
I'm worried about that. Well, so I do know of some agents that work for vocal talent companies that I can't say, that do pick us up from North Carolina.
Huh.
And I can't say anything more about that.
Okay.
Because I know firsthand. But, other than that, I am terrified of us becoming like, what was it, Seattle, where Nirvana came from?
Yeah, or in Austin.
Yes, in Austin.
Yeah.
I saw what happened to Austin.
Yeah.
And they went from like a cool kind of community vibe, co-ops, to like kind of ripped apart by the industry and just mecca like everyone else. Like, not, I didn't feel when I toured certain cities, and I don't want to call them out now, but there were just certain mecca cities that were known for music that I just didn't feel the heart. I didn't feel like really welcomed. I felt like the competition of it, and
Yeah.
that's just not fun. I don't want to worry about a musician stabbing my tires to get to the gig before me. You know, I didn't like that vibe.
No, that's not.
And so we don't have to deal with that here. And
No, well, that's because, and I don't think we will, because this is a community. It's a big community, but in my experience is that all the artists take care of each other.
Yeah.
People, come up with their own co-op so they can help get their music out there. People start their own studios and get everybody in there. I mean, it's a constant cyclical thing I have found here anyways that I think is really beautiful.
Yes. You made me realize the Music Makers Foundation.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Where they
Awesome.
support blues, like real, true blues
Yeah.
artists that the rest of the world has seemingly forgotten about.
I work with them sometimes. They're a great organization, and some of the musicians that they get in there are just like, whoa.
Yes. And that, as a musician, for me, that means a lot, because I often think about, like, okay, cool, like, what will the world see out of me when I'm 70? What does that look like? What does my music look like? What do I look like? Am I able to even play? And so I often wonder about that. And so to know that we have like the Music Makers Foundation, and then there's also like a Durham Arts Council.
Yes.
Will give out grants.
Yes, they're a great organization too, for sure.
I'm just doting on our community over here. I love North Carolina.
You want to do another song?
I guess so. My heart's just full of love right now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I always open my sets with this. This song is called Good Day to Be Alive. I wrote it on a day that I was having a really, really, really rough time. And so when I went to sit down to write about how bad my day was, out instead came this song of gratitude and an understanding that one day I will have no more days. I won't have a bad day, I won't have a good day. And I realized, I was like, wow, I would have given anything to have one more day on earth then, even if it was a bad day.
Yeah. I like this idea.
Yep. So this is called Good Day to Be Alive. It's a good day to be alive. Being able to share this special place and time. Being grateful for opening my eyes is enough. Sometimes I say it's a good day to be alive. Alright. I said amen. Every moment of the key that opens another door. But your keys ain't gonna work on these new doors no more. If you find yourself in a dark place, baby, you're just being planted. And one day you'll blossom, open up the gifts you will bring. I say it's a good day to be alive. Being able to share this special place and time. Being grateful for opening my eyes is enough. Sometimes I say it's a good day to be alive. Alright. I know life's a slippery slope, so if you're sliding down the mountain, you gotta look around for a friend or someone to confide in. And all of us brothers and sisters are here to help each other, 'cause making it to that top alone don't mean nothing without children. I say it's a good day to be alive. Being able to share this special place and time. Being grateful for opening my eyes is enough. Sometimes I say it's a good day to be alive. Ooh, I say that way. It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be alive. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It sure is.
Yes, every day.
And does a lot of this come, this positive energy that you, from your songs and that you emanate, is this like a spiritual calling that comes from you? Or where do you get all the, how to keep, you're a happy person.
Ha! Ask my friends, and you will know the truth. You know what it is? I feel like I actually carry a lot of anxiety and negative energy that I have to daily flush out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
And music should be the one place where I don't feel icky when I perform. I used to, right? Really angry, politically charged, real punk rock songs, believe it or not. And even though that served its purpose at the time, I realized one day, and this was actually after I watched the lead singer of Korn in an interview. And he looked drained and unhappy. And he was just like, these songs are so angry, man. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah. And you got to figure, like, so scientifically speaking, everything's just a vibration in this case, and everything gets changed by the vibration the longer it's sustained. And so if I'm singing songs all night long about how sad I am, dude, I walk away feeling sad.
Yeah, I bet.
Dude, I walk away. There have been so many nights. People were like, you rocked, And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go, like, maybe consider not living anymore, Girl, it was rough, and I had to, like, really, like, okay, so how can I honor the fact that I'm sad? Like, how can I be honest, but not be hopeless? And so I just found, like, the silver lining in all of my problems.
Yeah.
There's just always one. I never want to look at it sometimes. I'm stubborn and I just want to be miserable, I guess. But there really is always, like, this hopeful turnaround. Like, well, maybe this could happen. That could be, maybe something good could come of this.
Sure. Yeah.
If my imagine can come up with all the terrible ways, why not imagine all the good ways? And Inside Out 2, I just watched that. If you haven't seen that.
I have not seen it.
Girl, you need to watch it. It's so good. Look, the audience knows. They're like, yeah, it's Inside Out 2. Anyway, emotional regulation. But I appreciate you saying that. I'm trying to lead a more core-based, positive life to where my core drive is of a positive one. Yeah. Where I want to enjoy my day, and I will enjoy my day, even if it might be the worst day I've ever had. I will find something to enjoy in today.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And I like, Bo Diddley was also a huge fan of making your content relatable. So he's like, there's nothing wrong with breaking up with Roxanne and being heartbroken that she broke up with you on your anniversary. But when you add all those details, you've just made it about you. When you can remove some of the details, you'll find that story is actually super relatable that most people have gone through. Heartache.
Yeah.
Focus on that. And then you get to, emotionally release it and make it medicinal for other people. Otherwise, you're just like, people are like, oh man, poor musician. Crying over here over Roxanne. Poor guy, can't relate to that. Never dated a Roxanne, you know? So, yeah, that's where, you know, it's funny. I got
what a
another.
great mentor.
He was really good. He was an amazing friend, teacher, musician, and he didn't baby me. He was just very, very real with me.
Yeah.
And quick story, actually. I had written a song at that time, and I ripped him off, which is how I wound up meeting him. I had cut a song that went like that, because I heard a song called from the New Bohemians called "I Want Candy."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, nobody will know that I'm ripping that song off because I'm 19 and not so brilliant. And so I totally rip off that song, that beat, and I cut my own song. And I was outside in Gainesville, Florida, in this hippie house full of like 20 college students. And this old guy, like pickup truck, rocking out, comes up, cool hat. It's like, hey, what's up with the car for sale in your front yard? I'm like, oh, I have no idea who owns that car. Let me go inside. And of course, there's nobody home that day. But I'm very opportunistic at this age because I'm trying to get my career off the ground. So I'm giving my CD to everybody. And I come back outside. I'm like, I don't know about the car for sale, but here's my CD. I hope you like it. And he laughs at me. He's like, okay, well, exchange phone numbers. He's like, if you can, just let me know about the car. And he drives away. And then a few minutes later, like, I hear my song getting louder and louder. And he comes back. He actually did a circle. He did pop my CD in the car. He did listen to it. And he comes over. He's like, is this you? He drives up. He's like, is this you on the CD? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's you singing. I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, you playing guitar? And I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, and you wrote that song? I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, uh-huh. So that's my house down there. You're going to come over tonight at 8 o'clock. You're going to bring me triple Smirnoff beer, black, vanilla ice cream, sugar-free. Bring your guitar. We're going to jam. And he drove away.
Wow.
The problem with this is that I'm not 21 yet, so I can't get the triple Smirnoff beer, black stuff. And he didn't give me any money. And I'm living on my own and no family. I don't have money. So, but I found a way. Okay, look, I found a way. This is a really dicey story, by the way, to just be bringing vanilla ice cream and beer over to a strange man's house at 8 o'clock at night. But something inside of me told me to trust it. And so I knock on the door, and his granddaughter lets me in. And there's all these square guitars everywhere, and like pictures of him pointing with a cool like cowboy hat, but with like a sheriff badge on it. And I go into his studio, and he's already transferred it onto a reel-to-reel. So it's slapping. I can hear my song slapping in his studio, and he presses the stop button. He goes, all right, so this is you. I'm like, yeah. He's like, and you wrote that song? And I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, okay, well, sit your butt down because you don't know diddly. That's my beat. You're ripping me off, and you ain't even playing it right.
Oh.
And I had no clue what he was saying. I was like, it's just crazy man over here thinks I ripped him off. Okay. I'm like, well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Bo Diddley. My name's Mysti Mayhem. And so now he's teaching me, and we're in it now for about 4 months, okay? He's really trying to get me to understand the beat of the rock and roll he's trying to bestow upon me, and we're really trying to nail down the song I wrote. And he hasn't been happy with the single cut I've done. Every time we record it, he only has one tape. So if it's not good enough, we re-record over the tape. Okay?
Yep.
So it's been like that for 4 months. And I come over just feeling like, I guess I'll just be singing my song for the 50,000th time. And I really thought I was nailing it every time. And anyway, so I come over this one day, and he says, yeah, I don't really think you should come over here anymore, because I just don't think music is your thing. I think that you would be better off doing anything other than this. You should either go back to college or like find a man, start a family, but music is not going to be your thing. And
wow.
You wasted my time, and I'm going to let you go ahead and keep the tape that we make today, but I don't want you to ever come over here again. I My ears were hot. I never felt my ears before, but my ears were hot and my ears turned red. Felt a lump in my throat. Was gonna cry, but I also wanted to scream. And so I was like, I've never felt this before. I want to cry and scream at you, but you're also like, I'm supposed to be respectful of my elders, so I can't. And he's like, okay, go ahead and record. Go. And I sang my song at him in a way that I have never, ever done before. And my voice popped open. And my larynx opened up. And my bellow came out for the very first time. And as I'm screaming and I'm mad at him, he starts to cry.
Oh, wow.
And we finish the song, he presses the stop button, and he takes his glasses off, and he wipes the tears from his eyes, and he's like, I'm sorry I had to do that to you. You weren't going to give it to me any other way. I literally had to break your heart. And now you know what I mean when I say, when you sing a song about having a broken heart, have the broken heart. Don't just sing a song about it. Really feel that.
Yeah.
And so that was like such a Mr. Miyagi thing.
Yes, it was.
And I was so mad at him, but I was so much more happy that he wasn't really kicking me out. But after that, it unlocked. I don't know why I had so much reserve, but he got it out.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thank you.
On that note, we have to close out this session of Play by Ear with DJ Aurora and Mysti Mayhem. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. You can, if you want to find out more about Mysti Mayhem, you can go to her website, MystiMayhem.com. She's playing at Brady's Pub in Benson tonight, and then the Salty Turtle in Raleigh on the 31st. Try to check her out. I think you'll be happy you did. And thanks again, Mysti. This was awesome.
Dude, thank you. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
Yeah. We'll talk soon.
All right, girl.
And that'll do it for Play by Ear with DJ Aurora. Just a reminder, WCOM, your favorite community radio station, is indeed an all volunteer-run community radio station, non-profit community radio station to be exact. And we need your support, and you can do that. We can keep this community thing going. It's a beautiful thing here. For questions, you can give us a call at 919-929-9601. You can email us at stationmanager@wcomfm.org. But ultimately, go to WCOMFM.org. Click on Get Involved. You'll see the drop-down box with all the ways you can support your favorite community radio station. And you can also snail mail that donation to WCOM FM 103.5, P.O. Box 475, Carborough, North Carolina 27510. And I will catch you all next Saturday from 1 to 3. I'm still figuring out what the show is going to be, so it'll be another surprise probably. So don't forget you're listening to WCOM LP Carborough and Chapel Thrill. Later, love, bye.